November 2nd, 1971, Delphos, Kansas. Ronnie Johnson, a 16-year-old boy, is tending to the sheep with his dog Snowball. It's just before 7 p.m. when his mother Irma yells to him to come in for dinner. He replies that he'll be right there, but he begins to hear a slow rumbling sound. As he investigates, he comes upon a mushroom-shaped object hovering just a few feet off the ground. He describes the craft to be 9 feet wide and 10 feet high. The entire object shines, but from the bottom, he sees several brighter, multicolored lights that completely illuminate the ground around it. Ronnie stares at the object for what he says is around 5 minutes, until the light intensifies so much that his eyes begin to hurt. It continues to get brighter and brighter, until suddenly it shoots up into the sky. He quickly alerts his parents, who catch a glimpse of the object just as it disappears amongst the stars. However, it didn't completely vanish without a trace. As the family stood in amazement of what they had just witnessed, they realized that on the ground below where the object had been hovering was now a large, 8-foot wide, glowing ring.
Welcome to the No Such Thing as Ghosts podcast. My name is Greg. You just heard Andy in the intro talking about the Delphos Ring. If it's your first time listening, I am a hardline skeptic. And Andy, how would you describe yourself?
A believer.
All right. So what else can you tell us about the Delphos Ring?
So we're in Delphos, Kansas. We have the Johnson family. We have Ronnie, 16, mom and dad, Irma and Darrell. They have a nice little farm.
Can you give me the Irma and Darrell, right?
Irma and Darrell.
Okay.
They have a nice farm, bunch of sheep. Right outside the house sits a large shed. About 75 feet away is the tree line. So on this evening, Ronnie is tending to the sheep. On the other side of the shed, he sees these lights. He goes, hears the rumbling noise, and he goes to investigate. His little dog by his side. Always got to have an animal involved, apparently. We've come across that in the past.
Yes.
Got to have the loyal dog.
Yeah.
And so both of them notice it. They go to investigate. The dog is quiet about it. He's not barking at anything, which Ronnie finds unusual. Apparently, he's a vocal dog, lets him know when trouble's around, but he's just staring at this thing. So it's right at the tree line, and it disappears off into the distance. As we talked about in the intro, the mom and dad get sight of it, but don't get the look that Ronnie had. After they come out, this is where the Delphos Ring, the title, comes. There's a glowing ring. Not only is the ground aglow, but there's also snap branches right there on the tree line, and you can see some of them have a glow on it. It's almost like it's painted across the tree line there.
Okay.
Like it took off and snapped branches. It's not a natural thing the way they're broken. It's not just branches hanging. It's clearly snapped.
How old is Ronnie again?
He's 16.
He's 16.
So he's old enough. He's out there on his own.
Mm-hmm.
He tends to the sheep.
What time was it again?
Around 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
They were sitting down for dinner. He says, this is another important part to it. he heard his mother Irma holler for him for dinner, and he says he came in to alert them to this UFO 5 minutes later. Well, the counter story to that is Irma and Darrell hollered for him, and dinner was ready. They sat down, waited a minute. Ronnie didn't come in. They went ahead and ate, thinking, well, he's having trouble with the sheep, I guess. He's taking care of them. He'll be in a minute. Well, according to them, it was another 30 minutes, nearly a half an hour before Ronnie comes in to holler for them. And, they had eaten dinner. Dinner was gone, and he still hadn't showed up. And then they hear him in a panic.
So Irma and Darrell say they saw it flying off.
Yes, it was already
in the sky.
In the sky.
Okay.
And then just before it disappeared, they saw something.
But they all saw the crop circle? Is that what we're calling it?
It's not a crop circle.
Okay, so
we're going to get into what was left behind here in a moment.
Okay.
As far as the experience, they did see something. They didn't see what Ronnie saw necessarily. It was way up into the sky. From what he thought, within a matter of minutes, it shot straight up into the air, and it kind of hung out in the sky for a minute, and then
just so everybody get a good look at it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got a presentation.
Got to show off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's no good if multiple people don't see it.
Yeah.
Who cares if Ronnie just sees it? We got to have the whole family in on this.
Get everybody else out of here. All right, now we'll fly away.
Yeah. I mean, don't forget Snowball. Snowball.
Snowball. So it's generic.
Snowball was freaked out by it.
Generic
apparently.
Animal name. It makes me think that it's fake because that name is
pick
so.
On the animal name.
Yeah, the name is so generic that it makes me think that the dog's fake more than anything.
There's a picture of the dog. There was a real dog.
All right. And what year was this?
1971.
1971.
Yes. And Ronnie still does own the property. As of recently, I don't know for sure that he still owns it, but he was, as of recently, still alive. People had been in contact with him. So they're still there.
So this was a sheep farm?
I mean, it was just a small farm. They just had some sheep. It wasn't like
a ranch.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. More of a ranch. They weren't. Were they?
The sheep were kept in the shed. So it was like a large shed, like a barn.
Like a barn.
But not. Well, they describe it as a shed. I just go by what.
Maybe it's called a sheep shed. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
know anything about farming or ranching. So I don't want to like poke holes in what ranching is because I'll lose.
Well, it all falls apart now.
Yeah. Oh, a sheep shed? That's garbage.
You called it a sheep shed. Well, clearly there was no UFO.
Yeah.
I don't care what was left behind.
I discount everything you said.
I don't care if there was a donut-shaped glowing ring.
So there's a donut-shaped glowing ring on the ground.
Yes. So
that leaves an imprint of some sort.
If you can picture it,
a donut.
It's a donut. The middle
has a hole in it.
The middle is not glowing
because it has like a donut.
Yeah,
it has a hole in it.
Yeah.
So the middle didn't touch.
Yeah, it was just the round outside.
Right.
And so when the parents come out to see the thing disappear, and they look to the ground. They see the
flaming donut.
No, it's not flaming. It's glowing.
Glowing.
It's luminescent. It's not on fire. Let's not go back to that again. It's not on fire. No fire department was called.
Right. Okay. But wait, what do we mean by glowing?
Glow. It's there's light.
Like radioactive?
I mean, you could just think it could be that way.
What color was the light?
It's multicolored.
It's RGB?
Yes.
Okay. So it's red, green, blue, and all the colors in between.
I mean,
is that what you're telling me?
Glow. It's a glow.
What? Wait a second. You can't tell me it's multiple colors and just say it's a glow. What did they say? What colors?
I wasn't there. It was multicolored.
That's all they said?
And it's 1971, so the picture that I have...
Oh, it should be in color.
But it's not very good. And that's taken moments after. She ran back in, Irma did.
And got the camera. Mom, get the camera. I got a triple. Okay. So looking at the picture, the terrible picture, which, okay.
I mean, it's 1971. We're not looking at a 4K.
I mean, yes.
Photograph.
I mean, it's just amateur film. And then I'm looking at picture of it after the fact where like the brush, like the
So yeah,
everything on the ground is kind of
the
missing.
after effect, nothing ever grew there again.
Okay.
In that area. We'll get to a little bit of that. They came out. Irma had the bright idea to go in and take a picture of it, which most people for some reason don't. So kudos to her for actually getting a rare after photo, immediate after photo. But she comes out and decides, maybe against that intelligence, to touch the glowing ring.
Uh-oh.
So she reaches down and puts her fingers into the glow, and immediately they go a little bit numb. There's a numbing sensation from whatever it is that's on the ground.
Okay.
And then what do you do when you touch something and you're like, that's not good? You wipe it on your leg.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And her leg gets a little numbing sensation.
Okay.
So also not good.
Right.
This doesn't go away for a while. Like, she has issues with that feeling for a while in her fingers and her leg. So keep in mind, if you ever have a glowing ring in your backyard, don't touch it.
Don't touch that glowing ring.
It might not be a good idea to touch it.
It might make you numb. What do we think that was? What do we think that the residue was that would cause that problem?
When Ronnie saw this object, there was a brighter glow from underneath. Is it a propulsion?
I understand that. Why would it make her fingers numb? And then what?
I mean, nobody knows what it was, so we don't know if it's a propulsion.
So this ring still exists because nothing will grow.
Well, this is the thing. He has lived there this entire time. He's owned the property. His parents lived there until they passed away. At a certain point, he got tired of people coming and trespassing, basically, to see this ring. It doesn't glow anymore, obviously, but like I said, nothing grows there. And so there's a clear ring, and people are coming on the property, so he ends up burying it. Now, as of recently, they have dug in the area. People have tested it. It is one of the properties that was apparent even from the beginning. It had recently rained and everything, so there was mud everywhere around it, but the area of the ring was very dry. And still to this day, it doesn't absorb water.
I know. I mean, I have a problem with this one. Like, why would that be the case? Because what we're saying here is there's some kind of magical thing that happened that reacted to the dirt and thus made it impossible for anything to grow there again, which sounds like radiation in a way.
Right.
And then also impervious to water.
Well, it doesn't absorb the water. It
why,
feeds off
if
of
he
it.
dug
that
it,
is a common thing that happens.
Wait a second. No, if he dug soil from underneath it, right, and just kind of went, I'm going to dig it up.
He didn't dig soil from underneath. He just buried it. He just put topsoil.
He put topsoil on top of it, and still the topsoil on top won't get.
The topsoil on top is fine, but if you dig down,
I don't buy that. I just don't, because again, I mean, tell me some people who've done studies on that area. How many scientists have gone up there and looked at it?
There's been multiple tests.
All right, I love it. Tell me a name so I can Google that name. The
soil was sent away
by who?
Immediately
to who?
Calm down.
I'm sorry.
Look,
I'm
You're getting
excited.
very aggressive.
No, I'm not. I'm
You're getting
aggressive.
very
I'm
aggressive.
excited. I'm excited.
No, you're getting aggressive.
All right.
Just calm down.
All right. Don't talk about me. Talk about this.
No, I'm talking about you. You get very excited
See, excited. Right.
and aggressive
Oh, yeah.
about certain things and not very aggressive and excited about other things.
That's right. I'm getting more excited about the things that I can say that's dumb. So go ahead.
But just because you say it's dumb doesn't mean that
it doesn't
science people.
I want to see some science people. I want to see some studies.
So Jacques Vallée.
Okay.
He's a scientist.
From what
and
university?
And a ufologist.
Oh, gosh. So not a scientist.
He tested it.
Okay.
There's an organism.
No.
In it called actinum.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Actinoclitinalis.
I like it.
Words.
Okay. Words.
Long words. Basically, it's a similar organism to bacteria or a fungus.
Okay.
There's a white powder that was found in the soil, and that's where that was found. It has high acidic content and 2.5 times the amount of calcium soluble salts. You got all these?
Sure.
Dr. Eric Farouk studied it.
All right. Tell me about Eric Farouk.
He also determined that
No. Tell me who Eric Farouk is, because
if you want to know who he is, you look him up.
He's a UFOologist, right, or whatever the hell that is.
He is interested in this stuff.
It's a bunch of people with tainted opinions. I want somebody who's just going in to collect data. But tell me what he said.
It was years later, and the ground still did not absorb the water.
I don't believe them. These are people with agendas.
Just recently on the Science Channel.
Oh, the
they
Science
went out
Channel, where they
up,
do real science? No.
Took it to Kansas State University.
And they said?
Still doesn't absorb water.
I don't believe it.
I mean, they did tests on it.
What tests they do on it?
They dropped water on it and it didn't absorb it.
I mean, if I take really dry dirt and I drop one piece of water
if you put water on dirt and it doesn't absorb it, but the ground over there does. Huh? We took samples from multiple areas.
Could be geological.
I mean, it could be.
It could have always been there.
You could go out to your garden in the back of your house if you had one, and it might not absorb the water. That's very true.
I'm going to have to look up this.
It is a common thing. It could happen to any ground, but it did happen to this ground where something was sighted.
Well, wait a second. We're saying that it can happen to ground. It can happen to soil anywhere.
Yes.
But just because it happened here, it's a UFO.
Well, no, because there was a UFO there. Something weird happened to the ground.
What about the other places where the same water
so what you're saying
phenomenon
is maybe in your backyard, an alien or unknown craft could have come down.
So you're saying every place?
I'm not saying that. You're saying that.
I'm not saying that. I'm asking you what happened in those areas.
Well, sometimes nature just happens.
All right. So after reading some things about hydrophobic soil, it does seem like it is fairly common.
It is.
It does seem like sometimes it's either a natural property of soil, or if there is fire or extreme heat.
So,
okay,
if there was a ship hovering,
it could
cause it.
Okay, that's one of many other kind of explanations, right?
Correct.
But I will dispute the fact that, yeah, you could bury it and water still not penetrate it if it is indeed hydrophobic soil, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not willing to take the bet on going, it's definitely an alien that landed there that caused that situation. What happens if that ring was something they burnt stuff there? Maybe that's where their big wood garbage piles were burnt.
But what would they benefit in making up a story where Ronnie could have possibly lost 30 minutes And
so now we're focusing on the time difference
I'm just
between the
saying-
few minutes.
I'm just saying
that he says
it was
and the
either
30
5
minutes.
minutes or it was 30 minutes.
Why are we jumping to people's concept of time and how they reacted to it is completely different too.
So you commonly confuse 5 minutes and 30 minutes?
If somebody's if I'm super focused on hypothetically something landing, I could think that was only 5 minutes long. My adrenaline was pumping. I was moving. But no, it was like 30 minutes this thing was going on. You can't say somebody was abducted and then we're taken away and then we lost some time. And only 30 minutes. How many things can you put up somebody's butt in 30 minutes? That's not enough time for an alien to do their business.
I mean, you don't know what they were doing.
I mean, hey, it took them 5 minutes of hovering in the sky just to take off. It's got to take a lot longer to probe some butts.
Maybe they weren't probing butts. Maybe they were learning how to farm sheep.
Why would they care about that?
Maybe they wanted to know the difference between a sheep shed and a barn.
These are
important
questions, and I think that's
if you're trying to take over a planet, you need to know the difference between a barn and a sheep shed.
I'll agree with that.
So,
I mean, you got to know if you're going to only visit people that have farms or live in very rural areas. Yeah, you might want to know that information.
Well,
especially if you have to take over a host body and act as a farmer.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe that's the key. Maybe they want to just relax.
They just want to have a farm.
The country life.
They're really big into agriculture. That's all this is about.
It's like an alien 4-H club.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
I mean,
but anyway.
Makes a lot of sense.
Okay. Hydrophobic soil. Still not proving anything because that is something that happens in a lot of places for a lot of different reasons.
Correct. Including the possible ignition of an alien spacecraft.
What my other problem is, what kind of hypothetical emissions from a spacecraft burnt this soil, caused this amount of heat, right? But also is multicolored and causes your fingers to go numb. What would that be?
An unknown substance.
But I don't like the phrase unknown substance. I don't like that. Why does it have to be some kind of magical thing? It made more sense as like, it was super hot, so it really burnt it and it messed up the soil. Why are we adding this extra layer of fantastical?
I mean, that's just what she said.
I get it. All right.
I get you're jumping to the assumption that they're just adding fantastical layers to it.
I'm jumping the assumption that they're lying.
Correct. And so therefore they add a fantastical layer to it.
And here's the other thing
it could just be another thing that happened.
This bad boy is super tiny. Is there a scale reference to it? Because it doesn't look very big.
It's approximately 9 feet wide. 8 feet wide. The craft was approximately 9 feet wide.
That's tiny.
It's not huge. No,
that's tiny. All right. So, all right. I'm looking at the sketch of the UFO. It looks like think of like a baker's hat. It's kind of like a misshapen mushroom in a way too,
or an acorn. It's a bit acorn shaped, isn't it?
Oh God.
Oh wait, does that relate to something?
Oh no.
No, I'm not saying it's the...
Are we going to go back to Nazis?
I'm not saying it's Nazis.
Oh, God.
But it is similarly shaped, though. I'm just saying. It is kind of similarly shaped. That's just my own assumption.
Is it? I'm sure somebody's made that connection at some point, right?
I'm not saying...
It doesn't look...
It's clearly mushroom shaped, not acorn shaped. So I take back what I said.
Yeah, I just... what else do we have here? Because I think this one right here is just going to be you telling me more about it. I see the path, and they were talking about like there's actually a fallen tree in front of this shed.
Yes.
It actually knocked down a tree.
It knocked down part of a tree.
I see fallen tree, and then I see broken limbs. And the sheep and the shed are two separate places.
The sheep in the shed, it's past it.
Shed is past it, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
And it flew over, it flew like almost kind of in between, but over the sheep pen. It looks like a jellyfish.
Oh, it is jellyfish shaped.
It's jellyfish shaped.
That would have been better than mushroom. But they're in Kansas, so what does he know about jellyfish?
He knows nothing about jellyfish.
He only knows about mushrooms.
That's probably what he was on when he saw the stupid UFO.
So there were other reports in the area, several calls to police of lights and unidentified flying objects. So other people did see this thing, apparently. Nobody had an experience like the Johnsons did, especially Ronnie. But, you know, something may or may not have happened there. It's still weird.
You always, every episode it is. Something may or may not have happened there.
Well, I mean, you're going to say nothing happened.
You're right.
There was a report of something happening. And then, you know, to back it up here, there is clear evidence that something may have happened.
Clear evidence that something may have happened. That's not clear evidence. It would be clear evidence that something did happen.
If we walked out to this farm and nobody ever said, hey, I saw something weird, and we found this patch of grass that wouldn't grow.
Wouldn't care.
Nobody would care. But because there was a report, and then after the report in the same spot, now the ground won't grow.
What happens if that spot already existed?
Well, then they came up with an elaborate hoax for basically no reason, because they still live on the same average farm with no extra money. I guess they have fame. People know.
I don't know who they are.
Yeah. So what did they really gain from that if they burnt a bunch of crap on the back of their farm and then said, I saw a UFO?
We've talked about this before. It's not about even gaining anything sometimes. I'm more open to the alien stuff. We talked about that in the last one with Kecksburg, right? I'm definitely more open to alien life. I'm not so open to look at this weird, crazy thing and it burnt this down. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So the aliens were just coming over here to land in front of this kid with his dog to be like, what up? And then left. But then you kind of mentioned the time gap. So we're saying there was an abduction. Did this guy say he was abducted? Or he just doesn't remember?
He said it was 5 minutes. His mom and dad said it was 30 minutes.
Now, that could be people just misremembering.
I think that's a big gap to misremember.
I don't think that it is.
Okay.
I think that has to do with what people are doing.
Dinner and
it's what people were doing at the time, right?
Yeah.
To them, time was moving really slow. To him, if he saw something or whatever he thought he saw, time was moving a lot. He thought it was moving slower than what it was.
But then,
or faster than what
other people came out and tested the soil. The police came out.
But testing the soil didn't show us anything other than soil that was hydrophobic, which I had to Google. It was glowing for them, but not for anybody else.
Well, it was glowing when people came out to see it. It was still glowing.
No, the picture she took, the picture that I saw, there was no glowing.
It was glowing.
It wasn't glowing.
That's his 1971 picture.
That's not glowing. That's somebody shining a flashlight on something. It wasn't illuminating anything. If it was illuminating, you'd have blowouts, right? Look at when you photograph something like fire, right? If you photograph fire, it blows out. You're not going to see the details of the fire. I saw all the details of the ground in that photograph. Even if it was, an old film picture, I could still see the details of the floor, of the ground, where that hydrophobic soil is.
But it's not on fire, though.
But if it's glowing, yeah, but you have to understand how light affects photography. I doubt they were adjusting their white balance in order to if that would have been such higher exposure. That would have been overexposed area if it was glowing. And that did not look like glowing. It looked like somebody shining a light onto a surface, not that surface emitting light. That's not what it looked like to me at all.
Well, you weren't there. I don't know.
You weren't there either.
I didn't say I was. But
I know,
all
but
these people said they were.
a lot of people can say a lot of things. Again, wow. Oh, I can say whatever I want to say.
But we know you would be lying.
Why do you know that? Why do you take these people over what I would say?
Well, why do you take
What I want to take common sense
why
first?
do you take these people as liars and other people as not?
Because a lot of people lie.
That's true, but a lot of people tell the truth.
Yeah, I think more people lie than
A lot of
tell
people
the
are
truth.
scared because they saw a large glowing mushroom light up the ground.
Jellyfish.
A large glowing mushroom jellyfish, or Portuguese man of war, whichever you prefer. And then the ground wouldn't grow anything. And that terrifies some people.
To me, it sounds like the opposite. To me, it sounds like there was this area wouldn't grow anything. They probably sprayed it. They were like, well, I can't get the grass to grow here. It won't even absorb the water. And then it was like, meh, everybody else is talking about UFO stuff. I guess maybe we can talk about UFO stuff too. And so then they made a story up.
I mean, you could be right. Maybe Ronnie was on the internet earlier in 1971.
It has nothing to do with the internet. People have been making up UFO stories for years before the internet ever existed.
And then he was like, hey, I'm going to go on Reddit and tell everybody about
I'm not talking about the internet.
UFO.
People want to make up stories because people want to tell stories. We talked about this 1,000 times. I don't care what they say they thought they saw.
People also see things and they don't know what it is.
And people also see things when there's nothing there to see.
And they also see things when there is something to see.
Yeah, like I said, I'm fine with the theory, with the idea of alien life. I'm not fine. This is just not, I know it's all mystery. We should have more information. We should have more stuff, right? We should definitely have a spacecraft landing somewhere on film.
And maybe we will one day.
But we don't. And everybody has like a camera. Everybody has a camera on them all the time, every day. This is my problem with all this stuff. There should be so much footage out there that it'd be irrefutable. There would be no argument being like, oh, well, that actually happened. But it always seems, and this is 1971, but I'm talking about now. Because stories are even still coming out now. And it always seems like nobody has anything. When I can just go, oh my God, look at that. And pull this out of my pocket and film it. And then you don't have it.
There's also the astonishment of the moment.
No.
Maybe
if there's
a shock to it.
There's a fight in a parking lot and people are filming it. There was a whole website that was built on that. And
because they were like, I want to film people fighting in a parking lot.
Yeah.
And so they filmed it.
People film everything. People film things more than they will.
People forget to film things too.
No. People will film stuff more than they will intervene in a life or death situation. They'll film it before they ever intervene. That's how much we are like bystanders and consumers of media, is the fact that we will go, I better get video of this. My buddy won't believe it. And something terrible is happening. Like something amazing and something terrible elicit the same reaction, which is like, whoa. And the first thing people do is, whoa, pull my phone.
But not everyone. Sometimes you're in shock. Sometimes
you're trying to.
Maybe it's part of it.
The sample size.
It's part of the. I mean, if he lost 25 minutes of his time, maybe the same thing is happening.
Why do we add magical?
If I'm being taken away.
What are aliens? What would you describe an alien as? How would you describe that? I want to hear what your thought.
First of all, you're saying alien. Maybe it's not.
No. Let's just talk about the alien. I'm not talking about. I want you to tell me what you consider.
If you would like me to define an alien,
what your thoughts are as a person who wants to believe.
If you're telling me it's an alien, then you're telling me it's from another planet.
Right.
But we don't know what it is.
I get it. No, I want you to explain to me.
Could it be something from another planet, I guess, that has traveled who knows thousands of miles? That seems unlikely from what we know. Maybe their technology is different. I don't know. Is it that maybe that's not what it is? Maybe it's not a visitor from another planet. Maybe it's interdimensional.
Okay.
Is that a thought that means more to you?
The point I'm trying to get to is alien. Okay. Yeah. Okay. There's some leaps, right? You're going to say an alien, they have to be more advanced to us because they're traveling to other planets.
If it's from another planet, you're traveling a great distance. We know we can't sustain life on Mars.
Right.
So they're not coming from that close, which is even impossible for us to do right now.
Right.
So if it is from another planet, it has to be well past our knowledge.
Right.
Like, so if you're looking at these things, whether it's from another planet, whether it's from another dimension, whether it's whatever it is, it's out of our realm of thought. Like, we can't even picture what their technology is because somehow we don't have it.
We always kind of do. Now, with the glowy ground thing, like, to you, does this not seem like science fiction-y? Because we have to make it so out there. We have to make it so much more advanced to us that we have to make up this science fiction and 1960s Star Trek thing.
I get what you're saying. That's
how it happened.
I get what you're saying. And part of that is the human mind. That is part of the problem.
It is. Absolutely.
Because if I see a crime happening in front of me, my brain is going to interpret it how my brain can understand it. If it's quick and it's unbelievable, whatever it is, my mind is going to interpret it a certain way. That's why witnesses are flawed and unreliable. Even in a simple, robbery or something, you're going to get 3 different testimonies from 3 different witnesses.
Right.
And so if it's something that's completely out of the realm of possibility to a normal human mind, then, 50 different people are going to possibly interpret it 50 different ways.
Well, that kind of goes back to what I was talking about with time, the difference between time and the way that people perceive it. Somewhat false in that. Right. But also the creativity of the human mind to try to find the explanation. And the long running bit of mine through this entire thing is, what's easier to do? To look at something that you don't know what you're looking at and to add it, to add to it, to make it fit within something that you as an individual seems like take as reasonable. So like, if you were the kind of person who thinks that aliens landing on a farm is reasonable, then you're going to go, let me just stack these building blocks up, even how much of a reach that it is. And then, okay, I got to aliens now. Or could it be something else altogether? Or could it be none of those things? Or could it be a story that came up? I got this weird circle. I don't understand. It had to be an alien. I'm already into aliens. I got this circle that won't grow anything and it won't get any water. It had to be an alien. So now I'm going to make up a story after the fact to make it make sense.
I'm not saying that's not a possibility.
I think that is the most likely possibility. I think that is the most. And then people hear their stories, and then we talk with the other witnesses who come forward after they hear that story of seeing lights. Like all these things, domino effect. And again, I'm not talking about people getting fame from it. I'm not talking about people getting recognition from it. I'm saying that people, kind of like yourself, but on a more extreme, right, want to have things to believe in, want to have fantastical things to believe in, and
you're saying.
They create these bridges.
But you have to think too. Yes, are there cases where people are going to be like, I don't care if I'm ridiculed. I don't care if people think I'm a liar. I don't care anything about it. I just want to put this story out because I want to have my name on something.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not even what I'm saying.
But it is.
No, I'm trying to say that people
make things up.
But people make things up, but it's not about garnering any kind of acclaim. It's not even for a selfish reason. There's a reason why we talked about before that stories from different regions, different countries, different people, different beliefs, they're so similar. Why is that, Andy? Is because
the human brain works a certain way.
We all do the same things and make up the same stories and have the same creativity, which is not.
You've got to think too of the ridicule that these people take.
I get it. People don't think about those things in the moment either. And it's not that.
But people do.
Some people do, but some people don't.
But yes, but on the same note, like the amount of people that are going to keep going public and keep telling people, yes, this happened.
How old was he when he buried that? How old was he when he put that dirt on? How many years later was it he put that dirt on there?
A lot of years.
It took him that long to do it because he got tired of it. He should have done it earlier, but he didn't. He didn't. And people were still trespassing on his property, and people were still contacting and talking about his story. He was fine with it until a certain point, until he probably recognized and felt his shame about making up a dumb story. And so he buried the dumb thing. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to go 25 years and go, look at the alien, look at the UFO print. And then out of nowhere going, I'm tired of everybody talking about that alien thing that I talked about.
You have to think after so many years, then not only do local people know about it, not only do people that are interested in it know about it, everybody that has an internet connection knows about it. It's
probably he buried it because there was plenty of people going, you're full of crap. This doesn't make any sense. And then he buried it. When people get called out on something, they're a lot quicker to forget about it.
Which makes sense, though. The more negative publicity you're getting.
It's not about negative publicity. It's about people calling out people about when they're full of it.
Even back then, there was ridicule. Even before there was an internet for people like you, not that you're going on the internet and deliberately calling out people, but there are people that believe the same as you that are more willing to hunt people down and go, hey, you're an idiot for believing in this.
Right.
Well, why would you make this story
But most of the science that's been done has only been people that have shared your point of view. I know other people involved, the Science Channel, and that's just about the soil. That was just a soil test. And
right.
But then you have people that are coming into an area that's already been labeled as a UFO spot, and they already are UFO scientists, whatever the hell that means. And then he's the one that leads something and says, well, I'm definitely a UFO.
Well, that is
an echo chamber.
That's because people that aren't interested in UFOs or ghosts or cryptids, they're not going to look into it.
I mean, that's definitely a point.
Because guess what?
That's definitely
they're going to get ridiculed for it.
That's definitely a good point.
And so if you're not interested in it, you're not going to take ridicule for something you're not interested in.
It should be more of, here's a phenomenon, we test it. The method, and scientists should be involved in all of it. The ridicule about, because there's been plenty of studies about ghosts and all that. There have been scientific studies, and
but usually it's someone that's already
no. There are a lot of independent,
there are some
away from. There are a lot of them. And a lot of them are just going, none of this makes any sense because none of these things do anything. And so if that doesn't fall within that echo inside the community, right? If that doesn't 100% line up with what the community wants, right? The ghost hunting community, the UFO community, whatever, then guess what? It's ignored.
There does need to be more openness on both sides.
It's just ignored because everybody only wants to hear what they want to hear.
And
I mean, I'm doing the same thing by saying this is nonsense. It's part of the show, though. But having people that are already on board with it investigate it is stupid. It should be people that are not. It should be people that are all, like, on board with it. It should be people that are not on board with it. It should be everybody trying to prove each other wrong.
In a perfect world, that would be the way we do it.
If you had multiple studies where everybody's trying to prove each other, like, no, that's not real. That's real. That's not real. That's real. You're going to be able to look at the data right in the middle and go, okay,
maybe this is thing.
This stuff lines up. Well, right. The soil stuff, get that all lines up, this and this and this. But this guy said it was full of alien eggs. And this guy over here said, well, no, this just proved that there are no aliens. And you're like, wait a second, I don't understand how those 2 points
how did
were
both
made.
of them come up in the same?
Yeah. And then you kind of look at the science in the middle and go, okay, there we go. But the problem, I guess it is on both sides. Because I'm going to be more likely to listen to somebody who goes, oh, that's nonsense. I'm going to be like, I like you. You say that's nonsense.
Right.
Great. And you're going to be kind of.
Which makes me the better person because I'm going to listen to both sides.
I don't think you are. I mean, you have to listen to me, but that's only because you have to listen to me because we have a podcast together.
And you won't shut up.
And I won't stop talking. What else you got, buddy?
I mean, I think we can kind of wrap it up there. It's an important UFO case because if there was a UFO that was there, then there was evidence left behind. So it's an important one. Well,
we didn't talk a lot about it, but the debris, and I saw in the pictures there were branches and everything on the ground.
It did appear that
there are some things that there are question marks about, and I'm going to present the opposite side, but I'm not all the way against these kind of things. I'm not like, I'm going to take that side because that is genuinely how I feel, is that this is not real. But there are places open. Like, I saw the debris on the ground. I don't know. I can't prove when the picture was taken. I did not see the glow. I saw the debris on the ground. Right.
Right.
I'm not willing to say that it happened. But that's some elaborate staging.
There's
that would
more
be necessary
of a possibility. It's harder to hoax
these things. These things are a little bit more. Some of these things are a little bit more open-endish.
Right.
Like there's some wiggle room somewhere, and I don't want to say that these people were out there cutting branches off a tree and then felled a tree.
With this one, you definitely it has to be you believe their story. And so, because you believe their story, this evidence links up with
I don't think all those points connect that neatly.
Right.
I think that there is a lot of space in between before going. Look at the ground. Look at the debris. UFO. You can't take that straight line.
Right. No. I'm saying there's definitely the point where you could go, okay, well, there was no UFO. There's weird stuff going on with the soil. Some branches broke, but there was no UFO. But if you believe that there was a UFO,
you're just going to go UFO.
Then these things are a result of that UFO. Like, this is one of those weird ones where, like, if these people just came to the university and said, hey, we can't grow any crops in this circle. We don't know why.
Right.
And they're looking at it and they're like, well, let's do this and this and this and this. Then you would never jump to UFO.
And you never heard about it.
And you would have never heard about this. But because there was a sighting and there were other sightings in the area to maybe corroborate it, like, I will grant there's a lot of, you have to believe what these people are saying.
Yeah.
And no, you can't always believe that. And I'm not saying that just because I think this is a good story, that doesn't necessarily mean they're telling the truth. Maybe they've been making up this lie and kept it for all these years. Maybe they did.
Yeah.
But maybe they didn't.
I just don't like to be that wishy-washy with it.
I understand that, but like, at certain points, you just have to take people's word for it. And if they're not telling the truth, they're not telling the truth.
There's no reason for me to take anybody's word for it.
But whether I take their word for it or not, it doesn't prove that there was a UFO there. But
right. I get what you're saying. But regardless of what somebody could say, it doesn't prove anything. Somebody saying something doesn't prove anything.
I'm not a trusting person. I'm not saying that all these people are telling the truth.
Right.
And maybe some of these are just the human mind. And you either want to believe or you're influenced by a situation and it goes out of control.
Well, one in one hand and you know what in the other. That's it.
Encrypted in the other.
Okay. I'll take it.
Sure.
Andy, how can everybody reach us?
Well, you can go to Facebook at No Such Thing as Ghosts. Instagram, No Such Thing as Ghost Pod. And if you have a story or thoughts on an episode or anything you'd like to share, any kind of feedback at Gmail would be no such thing as ghostpod at gmail.com.
And you can always feedback on every platform that
everything we accept feedback. You can rate and review iTunes.
If it's 5 stars,
big ones, 5 stars or nothing.
Or nothing. We don't want it.
If it's 0 stars, there's no aliens. If there's 5 stars, aliens are everywhere.
I don't like this challenge thing you do. That just encourages people to give us no stars or like 1 star or whatever.
Well, but obviously,
if it's 5 stars, and
as
it's no stars,
stated in
no
this
review.
episode, there's aliens, so 5 stars.
All right, whatever. Well, join us next time, I guess, if you really want to. Yeah, we'll see you then.